While the world was busy staring at the massive stainless steel towers of SpaceX, or waiting for the next update on NASA's Artemis delays, a different kind of monster was being created up in a high-security facility in Wenchang. This isn't a rocket that's going to make a flashy splashdown in the ocean, and it's not a rover designed to crawl across the dust at a snail's pace. In fact, what China is launching in August 2026 doesn't even have wheels. It has legs, and it has a rocket engine in its belly. They call it the Mini Flying Probe, but in the halls of CNSA and the observation rooms at NASA, it's known by a much more visceral name, the Lunar Hopper. This is a machine built for one purpose: to commit a series of high-stakes suicide leaps into the deepest, darkest pits on the lunar surface. We are talking about places that haven't seen a single photon of sunlight in over 2 billion years. If this robot succeeds, the geopolitical map of the solar system doesn't just change, it gets rewritten. China isn't just going to the moon to plant a flag. They are going there to claim the gas station of the future, and they're doing it with a robot that behaves more like a grasshopper than a spacecraft. To understand why this hopper is such a nightmare for other space agencies, you have to understand the terrain of the Lunar South Pole. For decades, we viewed the moon as a dead, dry rock, but everything changed when we discovered the cold traps, specifically the Shackleton Crater. This basin is over 20 kilometers wide and over 4 kilometers deep. That's deeper than the Grand Canyon. Because of the moon's tilt, the interior of this crater is in eternal darkness. It is one of the coldest places in the known universe, hitting temperatures below -200 degrees Celsius. In these shadows, water doesn't just exist. It's frozen into pristine ice that is as hard as steel. This isn't just water for astronauts to drink. Water is hydrogen and oxygen. In space terms, that is liquid gold. It is rocket fuel. Whoever controls the Shackleton Crater controls the refueling station for the entire solar system. But there's a problem. No rover in history can survive down there. The lunar dust is like shards of glass. The terrain is a jagged nightmare of boulders. And without sunlight, a solar-powered rover dies in minutes. This is where the Chang'e 7 mission changes the game. While NASA is developing the Viper rover, a massive wheeled machine that has to move with extreme caution, China has decided that wheels are obsolete for the South Pole. Their solution? The rocket-powered hopper. Imagine a 6-legged craft, roughly the size of a large coffee table, but packed with the most advanced autonomous AI ever sent into deep space. When the Chang'e 7 lander touches down on the rim of the Shackleton Crater in late 2026, it won't just sit there. It will deploy this mini probe. The hopper will ignite its small thrusters, lift off the surface, and literally jump over the abyss's edge. It will fly several kilometers into the darkness, landing on its active shock absorption legs. Tech designed to stick a landing on a 30-degree slope of loose regalia. Once it's in the dark, the clock starts ticking. The hopper has no solar panels that work in the shadows. It is powered by a high-density battery and a thermal management system that has to fight the literal cold of deep space. It will deploy its secret weapon, the water molecule analyzer. It will drill, sniff, and analyze the chemical signature of the ice. It is looking for in situ resources, proof that we can harvest fuel on site. And then before it freezes to death, it will ignite its engines again and hop back out of the crater and into the sunlight to recharge. This is a feat of engineering that has never been attempted on another celestial body. NASA's Ingenuity helicopter on Mars was a miracle, but it was flying in an atmosphere. The moon is a vacuum. This hopper is a pure ballistic projectile with a brain. It has to calculate its own flight path, manage its own fuel, and navigate a landscape where shadows are so deep they look like solid walls. According to mission documents, this robot is designed to be over 50% autonomous. It isn't waiting for a signal from Earth, which takes seconds to arrive. It is making split-second decisions to avoid crashing into a crater wall. But why the rush? Why is 2026 the year this all comes to a head? Because of the International Lunar Research Station, or the ILRS. This is the coalition led by China and Russia, and they've already signed up partners like Italy, Switzerland, and Thailand. They aren't just doing science, they are building an outpost. If the Hopper finds a massive, accessible deposit of ice in the Shackleton Crater this year, China will have the ultimate first mover advantage. They will be able to say, "We found it, we mapped it, and we are building our base right on top of it." This creates a terrifying Sputnik moment for the West. NASA's Artemis 3 mission, which aims to put boots back on the ground, is currently wrestling with heat shield issues and Starship landing tests. If China's robotic Ghost finds the water first, it could effectively lock out other nations from the most valuable spots on the moon. We are witnessing the birth of lunar real estate. And let's talk about the risks, because this mission is incredibly dangerous. Space is hard, but the South Pole of the moon is a death trap. If the Hopper lands on a rock that is too sharp, its shock absorbers could fail. If its thrusters kick up too much lunar dust, which is electrostatic and sticky, it could coat its sensors and leave it blind in the dark. There is no undo button. If it crashes, millions of dollars and years of geopolitical positioning go up in a cloud of grey dust. But the reward is worth the gamble. If the Hopper completes its planned 3-jump cycle, we will have the first high-resolution map of the moon's interior water. We will know exactly where the oasis is. This data is the foundation of a multi-trillion-dollar space economy. We're talking about the ability to launch missions to Mars from the moon, using fuel made on the moon for a fraction of the cost of launching from Earth. As we move through 2026, the tension is only going to ramp up. Every test of the Long March 5 rocket, every update on the Hopper's jump calibrations is a signal to the rest of the world that the age of the rover is ending and the age of the Hopper is beginning. So when you look up at the moon tonight, don't just see a white disk. Think about the South Pole. Think about the Shackleton Crater. And imagine a small, 6-legged machine sitting on the edge of a 4-kilometer drop, its engines priming, its AI calculating the gravity, getting ready to take a leap into the dark. It's not just a robot. It's a scout for a new civilization. If China pulls this off, the history books will look back at August 2026 as the moment the moon stopped being a destination and started being a home. The race for the moon isn't a marathon anymore. It's a series of high-powered, rocket-fueled jumps. And right now, the Hopper is the only thing in the solar system ready to take the leap. The question isn't just, will it work? The question is, what happens the day after it finds what it's looking for? Because once we find the water, the peaceful era of space exploration might just turn into the most intense resource grab in human history. The ghost of the moon is about to wake up, and it's bringing a drill and a rocket engine with it. The countdown to August has already begun, and the lunar surface is never going to be the same. Make no mistake, the hopping robot is the most important piece of technology in the 2026 space race. It's small, it's strange, and it's designed to live in the shadows. But its impact will be felt in the light of day for centuries to come. Stay tuned, because the first jump is coming, and it's going to be a giant leap for a very different kind of explorer.